So why does every angle become important? Well, because obviously its main focus initially is on supply chain. And what it understands, and this is the key between every angle and a lot of the competition, is the cross-process supply chain elements. So it's no good just looking at stocks, it's no good just looking at sales orders, no good looking at purchase orders, because I can do that in SAP. I want real intelligence. I want to know whether or not I've got too much stock or not enough stock. I want to know the last time this product was actually asked for. I want to know what my time margins are. And I don't want to have to export it into Excel to do those calculations. I want to get that information now. So it's alignment to SAP, and the fact what it actually drives is desire to get the right reports in every angle that actually has to come back to the right behaviors in SAP was very important. Ease of use. It's great if you've got a tool that's very clever. It's not great if no one understands how to use it. This was key. There are a number of tools that spit out data from SAP. In fact, I can do an SE16 and drop loads of data out of SAP anytime I want. What I wanted was intelligence. What I wanted was insight. And that was the difference, really. What I want to be able to do very quickly is understand, look at things like execution statuses, delivery reliability, bottleneck identifiers, stuff that actually means something and has a value associated with it rather than just a report on data. The other key element for us with every angle was actually its awareness of SAP configuration. The business, BAE, had looked at a number of other products, some of the companies that would normally be considered a competitor to every angle, and they struggled because it's a business that operates under a project systems environment. So if any of you use project systems very heavily, very different. So you look at the material value on the material master, but that's actually not where the value is coming from because it's running off a project. So I need a software tool that can operate in the same way that the business operated. And actually the same way that SAP is being used in BAE systems. And every angle did that for us. Speed was obviously key because one thing that the BAE had been told by its own internal people was actually things aren't possible and they're expensive because what they're looking at is a world whereby whenever we want something that isn't standard, I've got to get functional specs written, I've got to get reports done, I've got to get them to got an outsource agreement with a company that actually outsources most of its supply from a third party in terms of its ABAP development. So everything has a cost. So what happens is people don't ask. They go, well, actually I think I can do this in Access. So I'll pull some data and I'll put it in Access. And then suddenly Access becomes the version of the truth. And that's where people work. So being able to deliver intelligence into the hands of people very quickly was really, really important. And again, I mentioned it a moment ago, this institutional insight was actually very important. What also was important was the ability to rapidly enhance every angle. So you buy the standard product, but actually it doesn't have all the fields in it that you need. I don't want that to be another 6 to 12 week development time and a big cost associated. The one thing about every angle, and I mentioned the every angle team as being a benefit to us here, was that we contacted Richard the next morning, the new table was added or the new fields were added. In fact, now obviously the internal business does this themselves. And it's turned around, request one day, it's live next day. That's fantastic.